All right, welcome everyone. Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for That
Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Season 2, Episode 19.
All right.
We got a new character introduced last episode. They were a bit of a badass, a guy, a badass guy.
A dude, yes.
Yeah.
Biggest dude with...
right.
Big guy.
Yeah. And who gets with the
ridden by
dragon.
dragons.
Yeah.
I love how we both came to the same conclusion, kind of, but said it in different ways.
Yep.
That's how cool he is.
And he's so high level that doesn't matter how much bludgeoning damage it is, or anything like that. Nah,
he can take it.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing he gives it too. But that being said, Cromwell was not wanting to receive it in those cases there. So we got
respect my boundaries.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
But while he is definitely the sub in this relationship, he is definitely an ambitious little bitch. So we'll have to keep our eye on him for now with his summoning shenanigans. Now, there's also two armies on a collision course with each other.
Indeed.
So while we shifted perspective in the previous episode, I think we'll be time to go back to that.
I think so.
Let's see how it resolves.
Especially since they touched on the whole Milim situation and confirmed that, yes,
she's literally being mind controlled.
She's literally being mind controlled, because otherwise, why the fuck would she work with
Clayman?
Yeah. Wow. See, I forgot his name for a second because he's just so pathetic.
Yeah, bitch is what he is. But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion. Yo, is Slime just actually hype? What the fuck? This episode,
this was great.
This episode was incredible. We had to get all the setup in order to establish that this fight was going to be one based on strategy and tactics, and we got it very clearly here. Right. Clayman's subordinates are not one that are really as motivated to win this fight as much as they are to rise in their own kind of ranks and ambition here. So, yeah, your strong finger here basically realizes, okay, selfishly, I can't lose the fight here, so I'm either surrendering because I can't go back to be a soulless puppet or either executed, or I have to, at the very least, get out of the situation and switch sides to another demon lord. But nope, you can't transport to even get your necromancer here to cause more problems to win the fight because you're getting counterspelled, bitch.
That was so satisfying.
That was one of the most satisfying fucking things. Right? It's such a tiny thing.
It's such a tiny little thing.
I think for most people, they won't even care. They're just like, oh, cool. His spell was getting disrupted. But no, for us, that's like... There is
no better nut than when you are playing, TTRPG or D&D or something like that.
Well, Big Bad tries to get away with
Big Bad is like, I'm gonna get away, or I'm gonna do some really awesome spell or something, and you're just like,
nope.
Fuck you.
Fuck your spell.
Right.
Your turn is wasted.
Yep.
That spell slot is gone.
And I love that they did it from hiding. So it's like, wait, what? Hang on. Try to do it again.
Not working?
Yeah, and then nope, doesn't work. And it's just like, okay, who the fuck's doing this?
And the idea that it's the right of all the Beastketeers, Albus would be the one that be the spellcaster with the staff and stuff.
Yep.
But also the idea that he's like, oh shit, it's not just that spell was being countered. She claimed like domain of this area. None of his magic is going to work here.
Yeah.
Like he was like, oh shit. Albus just has this area. So he goes into his camp thing. People are poisoned, petrified.
Just dead.
Yeah. And he's just like, shit, I'm dealing with the caster.
Yeah.
Okay, shit, all right. And it's the kind of thing where, we don't necessarily see a way in which she's going to be able to maybe kill him instantly with magic. It's something where she nullified all of his ability to cast. So now it is a true, just straight martial, thing where do you have enough with just that sword and your skills? And maybe we'll see.
The thing is the one slight gripe that I have with this episode, and it's very minor considering all of the other things that kind of support it and like make up for it in my mind, is the whole thing of like they're doing there's three of them, but then they're splitting up to like go and fight the individual like leaders, you know, when like some of them are like running away, and it's like, okay, are they really leading the place anymore and all that stuff? Why aren't they like ganging up? It's like, I get it. I know that you gotta have the same number of people if you want it to be as tense as possible. And it's not like some giga boss or whatever.
Yeah, except because of the way they brought in the clowns, the crew.
The Harlequins.
The Harlequins, exactly. Thank you. Having it be a thing of, oh shit, yeah, he's going to get his comeuppance here. He's no longer being their puppet. But Geld being the one that was sent with them by Benimaru, and as he gets warped in there, that was so fucking hype.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's yeah. Why would he not potentially give some support? If Benimaru has enough magical control to be able to see the battlefield at the large scale, where he's like, okay, this is what's going on, he can then use his magic to be like, all right, drop you in here. Okay, you guys over there. So he is basically almost Clayman style puppeteering this whole fight, where it's eventually going to be a total rout and defeat of Clayman's army there. But in the meanwhile, we get the classic anime fights of having a whole bunch of duels going on, but not all of them are one-on-ones. Gabta can suddenly show up with his squad that's been hiding in Albus's shadow this whole time.
Yeah, because
fuck yeah,
the hiding in Albus's shadow. Love that development. That was a great way to have it work, because yes, it would be kind of like, okay, you want to have it be a one fight, sure, but like, do you think this guy's actually doing a one-on-one fight? No, of course it's the whole thing of he has other people that are, waiting to try and disrupt it, and then he has the gall to call you out for having people that help you deal with his cheating of the one-on-one fight.
He's desperate. He's trying anything he can.
Because it's war, and you do whatever the fuck you can to kill the other people. But then with like the other guy that went after the two Harlequins, no, the reason why he did it is because it was a personal vendetta character decision / tactical flaw, right? That Benimaru was then able to be like, okay, I know that this guy's going to do that. I'm going to account for that, right? So just all these little ways to make it so that
everyone feels awesome.
Everyone feels awesome. The setup for the fights is exciting, especially given that we don't actually know a lot of the characters that they're going to be fighting very well.
Right. So there's good stakes because there's no predetermined like end to any of these fights.
Exactly.
None of them have to go a certain way.
Right. Because if you have these kinds of fights happen, right, and you have them just go one-on-one, right, like with Albus, and then if she actually just like ended up getting her ass kicked or something, then it'd kind of be like, okay, well, why did you go by yourself? Why didn't you go with a bunch of people? And then the fact that can be an option on the one end can make it so that then there's less stakes, because you're like, well, obviously she's going to have to be okay, because otherwise it'd just show her being dumb if she lost horribly, right? So having all of these different ways that they can have the wins going into it show that this is very carefully thought out and planned and things like that. And
Benimaru is competent.
Benimaru is competent,
exactly.
Right? There is a reason that he is not, say, helping them go after like the main leader, right? Because he's keeping an eye on the battlefield, sending people where they need to go.
Sending support where they need to be. Yeah, exactly.
It's like that. The fact that we can feel the presence of that is wonderful, because otherwise it could just seem like Benimaru is just sort of like sidelined because
he's the most powerful.
Because he's the most powerful, and it's like, okay,
Sure. But then having it be a tie-in with the idea of, hey, remember Rimuru when you had your big awakening? Well, I got a skill with that. Oh, my skill is being basically a born leader. And we're like, okay, what does that mean? Oh, I can read the flow of the enemy's movements. Wait, what?
Yeah, that's
so if Shion got her reality warping skill, and that's what that was.
Right.
Benimaru got what? He can effectively scry against any enemy that he's up against and read every single movement in his mind. Like,
yeah.
And then by extension, then use the rest of his magic to then communicate and organize his own forces accordingly. Yeah. Put him in the command of every army. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, he's effectively unstoppable in that respect, unless the army is a total, overwhelming number and power and all that stuff.
Also,
yeah, he should win every time in tactics and strategy.
I just got to say, I know this is a little thing, but it made me chuckle that he's like, I can read the enemy's movements like the flow of a river, and then you see the enemy
going through
like
a
the
canyon.
flow of a river going through a canyon. It's like, well, yes, I mean
That's probably why he chose that phrase. He's like right now they're literally flowing through a river just through the path of least resistance that I guided them to. It's perfect. It's so easy. And then also just as a way to showcase quickly, because I feel like visually there's some problems when you throw just two massive armies at each other and you don't know what the tactics are. Well, we have an environment choice. Cool. They were able to lead them there perfectly. They had people disguised as refugees set up to lead them a specific direction. So it's not that the army just happened to be going through a canyon.
Nope.
They were literally chasing what they believed to be the remaining people of Eurasania. And then it's like, okay, cool. We got them here. Now we have all of Geld's orcs create this earth-bending tremor thing that collapses the canyon even deeper and further. Cool. They have people that can fly. They have magic, forests and stuff. They don't all immediately get wiped out. So they go like, oh yeah, up to the sky. Suddenly, arrows, gabiru, flying forces. Just get any of them that get up. Oh, you guys keep trying to climb back up? Cool, we'll keep sending you back down.
Right, exactly.
It's quick, it's efficient, and I understand immediately why they can't win now.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the magic being used in a very powerful way, because if you have people with powerful magic and you get people by surprise, like army style, that would be overwhelmingly devastating, right? Of course it'd be terrifying. But then it's a natural way to split up the army into different fights that will have way fewer people, because not everyone has wings. Not everyone like maybe the people that are climbing up are just the people that are strong enough to actually survive the fall. Maybe a bunch of them died, or whatever, or aren't able to get up all at once.
Maybe they have their own magic. Who's to say? But that keeps things immediately simple when you have these tens of thousands, roaming around and stuff. Right. And given that, Clayman still has 50% more troops than Benimaru does, this is something where they need to use overwhelmingly okay, we just killed 1,000 of them in 1 second, Awesome.
Let's keep doing that.
We still need to beat the army before we can turn them into prisoners and stuff.
Exactly.
And that means, yes, we're going to need to kill a lot of them. And one of the things that Slime, being a very wholesome kind of Dragon Quest-y style kind of JRPG world and stuff, a lot of the people don't kill unless they're bad guys. But seeing then our good guys be terrifying in this was a marauding band of murderers that were going to go and just kill helpless civilians.
We will absolutely
we will murderize the fuck out of them right here.
Even if maybe we'll be kind enough to make sure that it's the same
when they surrender.
Well, but the when we go after their leaders to take out the leaders, we'll still have it be fair fights, because it'll be the same number of people, as opposed to because I was kind of the main guy with the ice sword. Yeah. He's so such unlikable in his setup that I was really hoping we would get to see just 5 people just get together and just beat the shit out of him,
Yeah, and I think that is where the show kind of draws the line, is that they still want to have the people that have names, especially, be shown doing things the honorable way. And that's the JRPG kind of element there, where it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. But even aside from that, it allows them to be more badass, right? If you have 5 people ganging up and killing the one person,
it doesn't feel as cool.
Is that because they're badass, or is it just because there were 5 of them, right? So when it's the one-on-one, it's like, okay, we actually get to see that Albus is very competent, right? Like, she's got some crazy shit that she can do.
And the Beastketeers were, I'd say, poorly introduced, in my opinion. Back in the beginning of Season 2, I did not like them in the beginning. They were easily... It was mainly the feline girl specifically being so quickly prone to trying to fight and then immediately trying to shift things around. I did not like that. So the fact that we're now seeing them here in this instance where, thankfully, we're splitting them all up, I feel like it works just a lot better. But, perfect. This is very perfect comeuppance as well, given that Clayman did all this manipulation stuff starting it way back when. So a lot of fun Season 1 callbacks that were really exciting.
That's true.
And then having it be now this is the place where we'll mark your grave. I was like, oh, Geld, go off. Like that was badass.
Also, something else that I really appreciate that they did here. We had Ice Sword Guy going through the plans of what he was going to do when he would get away. Now, that's good to know, because then that makes it more of a surprise for us when it gets foiled, right?
Yes.
But 2, it sets up the fact that, Clayman does have a necromancer. So
that's going to be still there at the castle.
That will still be there. So when this army is routed, destroyed, taken captive, all of that stuff, there will still be a way in which Clayman can have forces that will be able to
come back
and have these sort of army battles. Can it take away from the stakes a little bit of what's happening here? Maybe. But then that just shifts it to being one of his powerful 5 people will essentially just make him able to have army fights again.
But also, it makes it important that they take actually a lot of them prisoner, because prisoners don't come back as zombies or skeletons.
That is a very good point.
So if they only kill 15% of their forces and then they give up because they only lost, Rimuru force only lost maybe 50 people, maybe.
Right.
Then it's okay, if we kept this going, we would all get killed. Throw down our weapons, surrender. Oh, we don't even have contact with our leaders right now. Yeah.
But then also,
that's realistic.
On top of that, because he wasn't able to go get them, this win of destroying the army isn't going to be subverted because of all of a sudden, they have a second army that they can use, right? If anything, that just might be setting up a complication for when they go after Clayman's castle, because then it's like, no, we have an army here too, right? And then it's,
it's a sneaky way to give exposition to us, the audience, of what or who the other fingers are that Clayman has as his lieutenants, and be like, oh, Adelman, yeah, that can be our trump card, that if I quickly go teleport, I can bring him back. I'll be gone for a couple minutes, hold command while I'm gone. Now, minutes in a battle like this means everything, but the idea that he's thinking, that's how desperate I am. I need to do this. Otherwise, we lose. But I die. But also maybe I just don't want to be here. If I come back with Adelman, one of the things I was thinking that he was maybe even thinking ahead of is, if I bring Adelman here...
Then it's on Adelman.
And if Adelman dies or fails...
that's his problem.
Well, right, but then I get to potentially move up.
Oh, sure.
Not necessarily that he wasn't already one of the strongest, but it's the
there's strength of
there's less
fighting, and then there's position.
Right. Yeah. So
I like it.
Potentially interesting there, and also the idea that seeing him so quickly thinking about potentially betraying Clayman and kind of trying to curry favor with another demon lord, right on the eve of Walpurgis, all feels very good and satisfying as well, because I don't like him personality-wise as a character, but I love evil lieutenants being involved in stories like this, because one of the things that classically happens with the evil lieutenants is they either get murked by the protagonist on their way to the big bad, or the big bad realizes that their lieutenant was incompetent in some ways, takes out their own failings on the lieutenant betrays the big bad.
Yeah. When you can have conflicts within the antagonists, that is very fun.
We like that. We like that a lot. But that's it. Let's go into part 2 of the battle, next one, hopefully. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.